Hello students. Today we are going to start with the third chapter, Elementary Concept of Objects and Classes. So in this chapter, already we have done what is object and what is a class, and I'll just guide you from this chapter that what you are going to learn and underline. The world we live in is composed of objects. Everything that we see is an example of object. We ourselves are example of object. And the chair you are sitting on is another example of object. The car your father drives is also an example of object. The pets in your house are also objects, and there are endless objects in the world. So this chapter is dedicated to the discussion of concept of objects and a related term called class. So let us begin again with the next page onwards. And you can just see here, like, what is an object? We are surrounded by objects. An object in real world can be any one of the following. It can be a book, it can be an abstract form that you cannot touch, that means a bank account, it's also an object. Then something towards which one direct action or thought, like a book can be read, bank account, transactions, okay? So let us define object formally. Now this is the definition. An object, underline this, an object is an identifiable entity with some characteristics, states and behavior. Now let's say mark this definition. You are going to learn this, and the question framed for this will be, what is an object? Now or let us take one example of an orange. Now you already know that every object will have its characteristics and behavior. And the third form they have given is the state. Now characteristic will be, it is spherical shaped, and the color. What is the color of the object? Orange is orange. Behavior, it is juicy, and taste is sweet and sour. And what is the state? If you have eaten, then it is half eaten. If you have not eaten, that means it is a complete fruit right now. Similarly, they have taken another example here, that is a fan. Now characteristic, it has motors, it has some blades, it has particular color. And its behavior is it can rotate air at some speed level. And the state, if it is on, it is rotating. If it is on, off, it is still. Now the third example is you yourself. So characteristics, we have eyes, ears, nose, hands, legs, heart, brain, liver, the whole body. And what is our behavior? We can talk, walk, sleep, sing, dance. All these things are the behavior. So right now, what is my state? I am talking. Now, mark this. The properties defining an object are also called its attributes or characteristics. So every note on the paper you have to mark. Now, what is a blueprint? Many children ask me this question, ma'am, what is a blueprint? Blueprint is an abstract. It's a virtual thing. You cannot touch it, right? So underline, what is a class? A class is a blueprint of a set of objects that have common structure and common behavior. And based on the blueprint, actual objects are created. Okay, in simple word, class defines an outline based on which actual objects are created. Now, before we go further, I'll give you an example. Suppose you are going to create bulletin board for your class. The ideas and the rough sketch which you make on your paper, that is the blueprint. Okay? And when you actually design it, that is the object. So let's see here. A class is a blueprint defining the structure of object based on which every actual objects are created. Now that is why we call class is also named as object factory. Okay, so if they ask you why class is named as object factory, the answer is based on class specification, multiple objects of the same type can be created. Like suppose we have to make card for Teachers' Day. So one idea will be given in the class, like this is the measurement, length and the breadth, and this is what you're going to make on it. So that idea of giving you the measurement and what you have to make on it is a class. And if I tell this to 10 students, then 10 students are going to make 10 cards. That means I will have 10 objects. So a single object is just a bundle of values, one for each attribute in the class. Now this is another example of a car and object. So let's see what is there. This is they have taken of the, let's say, first is the dog. Now see, this is the dog class. Okay, using the same property and the methods, we have created two actual objects. One is Paula and one is Bruno. If you see, both have the same characteristics, but the values given to them are different, right? Methods are also going to be same. Now let's take another. Now this is class. A class design is shown to you. Let's say this is, I'm going to tell you to make it in on a paper. So what you're going to do is you are going to draw this on the board. These are the properties written and these are the methods. And actually the object is created and the color is given. If we are going to draw it on the paper, we will have its color and it's not working. Okay, like ignition, acceleration, changing gears, this will not work. Okay, but if you are going to have a factory, then this is the program on the computer. Seeing this, you actually make the objects. So one program on the computer, seeing that, you make thousands and thousands of real objects. So this is a class and this is the object. So this you mark that a class is a conceptual description while an object is an actual instance of the class. So we are going to learn more about objects in the next few pages. Till now, just understand the concept till here. Thank you.